Usumu msholozo zabalala. Indo dena makhanda.
You good? Good to go. Hello, Mpo.
Hi, how are you?
Kesha bueno jo? Sharp. Ireke mogele baka. 95 us. Welcome to another episode. Yeah, Making Sense with Nikki. Today it's very Osimpo. I think she'll tell us who she is, where she comes from, Kiena Mang's name, how many people has she? Never mind that portion. Anyway, Mpo, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
And then thank you so much for welcoming us. It's a beautiful place. Wow.
Yes, thank you.
I'm like, I took a photo earlier on it. And then the roses on my side.
Yes.
You want to like a little professional.
Yeah, a little bit of creativity here and there.
Yeah. What's the name of the place?
NK Meat Lounge.
Meat Lounge.
The NK being my kids' initials.
Nokbonga Lekhanya.
Yeah.
Oh, again the meat Kianam.
Kianam.
Oh, NK Meat Lounge. When did you start this business?
I'm now king still Jen.
Yeah.
Started like on the 12th of December now, 2020.
Oh, wow, it's fairly new, but it's always
like
packed.
a month and a half old, yeah.
All right, lovely. And then I usually ask Batu, what prompted you? Now, give me a background here. Here's Mpo. You've worked in the corporate space before.
Yes.
And I'm sure you could have continued being employed with a supervisor or a manager until you become a director.
Yeah.
You chose this difficult path, Mpo. It's not the easiest path. I know a whole lot of my 95ers look at people who started businesses very successful and think, wow, I can do that.
Yeah.
But they're not sure what are the ins and outs. What inspired you? I'm going on my own. Something bad happened? Something good happened? Is it something new? Is it something?
I think it's something that's destined to happen eventually. You know, one, I where I am, it's home, luckily for me. So from Mokhaimu, Orlando, growing up here, I was born and bred here. Yes, we've moved around, here and there. But this house has always been here. Luckily for my parents never decided to rent a house. So what is the place, guys? I understand. Yeah, so there was obviously, and where I'm located, or where the house is located, when it's situated thing, it's like in the middle of everywhere. You understand? It's on a busy main road. And my thing is that me being here, across the road, that's where my parents are. So my mom lives there with my other siblings and
so it's easy for you to run back to Mama and say, Mama, I can't do this anymore.
Exactly. And on top of that, all my siblings are around me. And I can say I was basically I was then the breadwinner of the family.
Alright.
So I can't say it for the family, for everyone, but I was basically the only one from America that was in the corporate environment, and obviously they were hustling here and there, but you know, I have to also come out and help the siblings. And when I thought eventually if I can do something, I will have to make it something that is going to include all of us as siblings. I mean, there's about 6 of us within the 2 houses as siblings.
So those are your brothers and sisters from the same mother, from the same parents, and your cousins as well. So from what I'm hearing from you, 2 things. The rental side of things, you've managed to stretch your rent a bit because you're not going and renting a different space out there. There's also the location itself, because if in any business, we are so lucky. Thank you ever so much. It's one of those things. You've saved money on rental.
Yeah.
You chose a proper location because you know the environment, you know the people around you, you know your neighbors. So that's another crucial thing. The rental, which is a fixed cost, the location of the place. You've done your analysis. You know Kibomang, how busy the place is, the support. But one element that it's very crucial. Even in finance terms, you can't measure it. Support your family. You know, you're closer to your mom. You're working with your siblings. You're training the younger ones to see how things are done. That takes guts, because I don't think I'll work with my family. How did you decide?
I don't know. I think more than anything.
Are you a close family?
We are very close.
Oh, lovely.
We are very close. We are friends now ourselves.
Okay.
Ourselves. Well, we've got external friends and other extended family members, but we're very close. We're super close. Yes, we fight here and there, but we've had people that we thought were close come to us and say, you guys are very close, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, sibling, I can't call it rivalry because it looks like you fighting, but we will fight.
Yeah.
You and I would have our own fights there, but you should have done brown tea instead of yellow tea. You know, those smaller things.
Yeah.
But it's things that you can get over time, and you manage to
same day.
Forgive each other.
Same day. Yeah. No, in fact, that jiga really sure.
How's it? Yeah. Even if unali an attitude, but hey, it's forgiven.
I don't know how that was brought or instilled in us, but we've got that.
But it's a nice thing that your parents are here as well. So if the business side doesn't really go your way, motivational wise, you can still go back to your parents. If your support structure, and because you're the owner, you can still go back to your elders and say, yes, they can call them to order. Or you do it yourself. If your younger sister decides, or I now that's work at 8 and you wanted her to wake up at 7, how do you deal with it?
I think everyone has just pulled through in a way that all I had to do was to build the walls and make everything stand, and somehow we all managed to find our space in, and I don't know to say this is where you stand, this is what you're supposed to do. If the one is not in, somehow it was never a formal employment in a way, but
when you do A, B, C, D,
I was happy about it, because after when we opened doors, it was packed on the first day. It was raining for some reason. It was packed unexpectedly. I don't know how. For some reason, everything just gelled in perfectly. Everybody else found themselves in a perfect position. I never said, oh, chilling, oh, katanama, oh, I guess.
But how to live I prefer to cut meat or the other way around.
We've got our days.
Oh, yes.
Probably mood today.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. As long as the business is going and running, I think
I'm impressed.
The
first time I went, it's one of those things that when you look at a place from a distance, you can tell there are cars behind us to fit down. Now everybody's curious as well. Who's this lady? What does she do? Or what's this place? So this is exactly why we're here, to find out exactly how she started. She's told us and now she's decided to jump from the corporate world into a business space, which is not an easy space, by the way. She opened it in December. Today being the end of January, next month the month of the lovers. Any what do you call it? Any events that you want to plan for the coming month?
For the coming month, we always have. What's about everything is just it wasn't initially, this place was supposed to be a butcher.
Okay.
But me being a fancy person that I was, I then decided, no, I want a little bit.
And you look beautiful, I must say. You're lovely, I must say, yeah. Fancy.
I was like a bit of twist here and there, because I didn't just want a basic butcher. Not for now, it was just going to be a butcher, And by and by, obviously, that has to come in place.
Yeah.
And people obviously have to sit down and eat, so I just decided to build in this and that. And people always tell me,
all of those concepts go further. It's your butchery.
Yeah.
It's your eatery. It's your hangout place.
And then eventually that. And now all of a sudden, it told us so many bookings.
Oh, lovely.
We had a dinner, birthday booking, surprise booking. Some guy who wanted to take the girlfriend, a romantic thing.
Oh,
so I guess being a girl and my sister,
Yes.
sometimes I think we're too
Yeah.
extravagant.
But it helps.
It helped, and it went very well. They were very happy, and there's always people booking. I'm constantly getting birthday bookings.
Yeah.
I'm constantly getting the unexpected things that I never thought. It was supposed to be a buy and bribe, but it's coming into a restaurant and everything.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, so obviously now there's nothing formal yet, but of course there will be something. Of course there will be something.
And you give me an impression now. You're bringing your character. Remember, now we're getting to know you as well. It's a lovely thing that your bubbly character is also showing with Black and Gabio. Yes, you'll find Ronaboniki Babangar as a you know, everybody show pasta. But I'm sure you know how to deal with those people, or you haven't experienced much of. You know, somebody might say Orlando East.
Yeah.
But are you finding that you do have those challenges here and there, or people are respecting enough?
Because again, being in the lockdown, and well, in the beginning, while the country was still open, we had a little bit of experience of that.
Yeah.
It seemed to be manageable,
Yeah.
and me having the personality that I have, I didn't seem to be coming across any. Well, I think I then in that space, that 2 weekends, that month, it was fine. It seemed manageable.
I think again, like I said, it goes back to your character.
Yeah.
People look at the character of the place and they say, I get some of the look,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, I just support Osim for that looks like a decent place.
Yeah.
If I go in there, I need to dress up, I need to be clean, spend time. I can see, but by hanging around more your market, thank you so much, Mpo. We'll continue. I see this tea in front of us. May I have tea, please?
Now
Yeah.
we've become a cafe also.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my tea. I'm sorry, they didn't make you tea. We're not
They know I don't.
Oh, you don't do tea. Osmabatu, it looks like eventually because it's our most training more.
Oh wow, really?
Omungarunga the accolades one, and I can see from what I see in Nakamo. I'm sure you captured this, no? Now, how do I go about it? Okay,
And what's her role in the business?
She's my sister. That is
Yeah.
her role in the business.
Okay,
She's my younger
nepotism
sister.
aside, what is her role?
She's my sister. That's her role.
What's
Does she do in the business?
Does she not get paid?
She does everything. She fills in where there's a gap.
That's her role, yes.
Yes, she does everything. Well, currently she is helping me out. We're good at like setting up stuff, and I guess we have more or less the same personality.
Yeah.
So we're good with interacting with people. And other than that, I think we enjoy a waitress and Miguel.
Oh, okay.
And it was my dream job.
Oh, it was your dream job.
Of course.
How are you finding it? Interacting about it? Is it something that you like, or is it something
It's
you don't
something
want
actually we
to?
Yeah, no. We actually enjoy it. I think we've been doing this, but in like a small scale.
In the
for high, you know?
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
Always like
coming
hosting
in.
people. So on a bigger
Oh, this
scale,
is
it's
awesome.
just something we're getting used to now. Yeah, but it's nice. We're actually enjoying it. It's fun.
So even when you're with family, the family gatherings, you sit around and then you
Yeah, we love the
go to
table
some malume,
setting.
yes. And so you brought out that element, that which you do every day
Yeah,
into your business.
Yeah, letting
And it's
it
not a
be
difficult thing
enjoyed.
to do because
It's become it's become cherry ratang. It doesn't seem like work for us. It's become something that we enjoy.
I think I love it.
Yeah,
Because-
and that's what I was thinking this morning. For me, people tend to, or I think people that might succeed is when you people are supposed to, I think, get into businesses and toiling you.
Yes, you could have chosen another business.
Yes.
But this is
This is
purely
me.
you.
I like hosting people, not like necessarily in a restaurant, but I just like being around people.
company of
I like,
people.
yeah.
Have you considered maybe if you were to start a modular business, you come from the corporate world, but you'd still hire people who can run the business far much better than you, or that will come in time. Your sisters and as you manage the business going further, growing, you'd hire other people with other skills. Or for now, it's still set. We are okay. We're running along properly. Time will tell.
We've got one or two professionals. One being the guy who butcher. Butcher obviously keeps it so risky. I'm not just gonna pick up my brother and say be on the band so katena. So obviously where we needed a professional to. We've got people in the department, like the chef being okay. She's my aunt, but she's been a chef for months. You know, and for years. I mean, for a while.
Can you cook yourself?
I can definitely. Hence I say.
I give Motuka frying good for us.
Hence I'm saying it's a business. If they start selling clothes, you're not gonna
I see what I mean. Yeah. Then you'll be able to advise somebody like how the taste
of my point exactly is that I'm a foodie myself. I love cooking, so
you'll pardon me. In the meantime, I'm enjoying my cake, and I'm looking at the design, the setup itself. This is special from the house, isn't it? Kirata the setup, the civilian thing. It tells me only your patrons they enjoy the same service. And it was effortless.
Well, it's effortless for me because I come from an interior design background.
Oh, lovely.
So homeware, furniture is something
that
I have. It's second nature for me.
So I'm seeing an expansion of business venturing into another franchise where if I wanted to come and design clothes like Deco and Riaka, you'd be able to give me the pointers.
Definitely, and I think for now for the business, it's going to venture out where we'll get to a space where we design our own homeware.
Yes.
It will because it's in the food industry. The food comes home, so there will become a connection obviously in the future.
So it simply means I can come through, buy my meat, and walk around the corner there. They could run out. Okay, I can even buy this espresso cup. I can buy this plate thing.
Sets.
You probably would have served me burravos, more plating it different, and the use are going to just for that particular type of meat.
Definitely.
That's interesting. I love how the concept seems to be evolving and it's going forward. Monetary wise, you know me and my 985 people keep out stretching their sense, stretching their rents. So, but what we do is we share, we impart knowledge on finances. We're not financial advisors. We always encourage people who are professional advice your financial things by a professional, accredited, well-known financial advisor. So now we impart knowledge. So it's almost like our campaign, consumer education. But it's one thing we're able to investments, savings, how they can stretch their rent. But it's another thing to show them other avenues, the income stream, income generation. And you being, by the way, the first one who came interviewing regarding stretching the rents.
Okay.
I am so honored and proud to be with you. So, question does it take a lot of money to start that business or?
A lot of money, but it takes quite.
It speaks to your pocket.
It
somehow.
does. It truly does. But obviously, the one thing that I learned was that obviously being in the hood, Mokasi, what we want to do is we don't want to go again and find professionals. Not professionals, I don't mean like we go contractor, you know. We want to find cheap labor here and there. That was my first mistake. Cheap labor, they came with starting with the building. So I learned my lesson. They were high. Let me
teach you a lesson that I learned ages ago. The price and cheapness. We born while you're in the middle of the project, and when you have to redo, it becomes more expensive. As opposed to had you gone to an interior decorator of note, by the way, and then the redesignery. But I guess Nagong you can design it, but the manufacturers of these things as professionally or as accurate as it's supposed to. That sets you back financially, obviously.
It does. It truly does. That's where I then can complain. There was a set budget for it, obviously.
Yes.
I've done my investigation. I've obviously plans and all of that. Obviously, the quotations after having my plans and all the documents that I needed.
And then you had all your ducks in a row, how much it's going to cost me, estimation, how long it's going to take you. Did it come out relatively closer to your budget, or you think you could have changed some things more on at the time?
If I had stuck to what it was, I would have been okay. I can twist it, take out all or something cheaper, and then it cost me slightly more.
So the amount of money you were willing to save ended up being the amount of money you spent doubly.
Yes.
Are you getting all of that? That sometimes you start thinking very well, got projections to how this is where I'm heading. This is where I'm going to be spending a certain amount of money. But by the time you realize it, as Paul was saying now, because you choose cheap labor or relatively people you know who are just around the corner from you, and they tell you they know, and you want to create, I guess, support the local businesses.
Yes.
Somebody's an entrepreneur, they tell you they know how to do it.
Yes.
You trust them, and then eventually when they come through, they end up wasting both your time and your money and your material.
Yes. Time.
Yes. That which we do not have. That's a luxury we do not have. All of us.
A lot of money wasted.
It's a school of hard knocks anyway. You've learned your lessons. You know, you still have to pay your dues somewhere.
I did.
And then obviously there comes a time where you don't talk about the cheaper material, not necessarily cheaper in terms of how
quality
to cook.
wise, no,
yes, which farm to go to, which supplier to go to. As time goes, you'll have your own network and you will compare the prices. Lovely. Thank you ever so much.
Okay. We're good.
Radio 985. Not your average internet radio. Taking internet radio to a whole new level.
And welcome back 985ers. We were on a tea break. I'm drinking beautiful tea. It's the sister. Thank you for tea as well. Yeah. We spoke about the challenges you faced, or rather when you started. Here's a building, here's a concept, write it on paper, or implementer. Yes, here are the challenges, the structural development at the beginning. Now you're in the business now. Mamela, it's no more thinking, it's no more building. It's customers must come in. Customers come in the first time. Give me an idea, your day to day. Whether any challenges or how you run your day. As a business lady, you sleep late.
An idea is, we're obviously not trying to derive from the plan being this is a butcher.
Yeah.
And we're more than anything, we're trying to have fresh meat every day.
Yeah.
And we're still building. So we're at this point in time, more than the first thing to do is to stock up on the meat.
Yes.
In the morning, stock up on we get the meat every morning. We're not trying for Robalakanama. We're not trying these days. We're finally that little bit left, but the getting of the meat, the preparing of the meals, because not only are we having bright meat, obviously like a papa and there's extra groceries on the side.
Okay. Maybe while you're at it, so it will be your meat and then your starch in your papa.
Your pap, it depends on the food of the day.
Yeah.
For bright meat, obviously the pap, which I've got my aunt who's doing that. So she prepares the pap in the morning. The salsas and the chakalakas, the extras that go with your normal bright meat, those are prepared the night before because apparently they
so they are marinated.
They are marinated.
The seasoning is settler and then so if you cook it the night before. So meaning, sometimes it's short of by the time you sleep, you know that portion is done.
Just that part.
Okay, quite interesting, yeah.
And then everything else is freshly prepared in the morning. Usually on our weekends. Oh, and then we have hot meals of the day. Like there's a variety of them, from having beef stew, oxtail, Bukhodi Mondays, which is common in the hood. All a variety of those.
Okay.
Cooks to everything, and people are actually very growing fond of those. Yeah. So usually the clients we are ready by 9
in the morning.
We open as early as 8. Okay, well we're all here, so if We'll be able to serve. But we are ready by 10 with the bride meat. So that you can't come to a butcher and we give you excuses with that. Then come on 11, 12. That's when we're ready with the hot meat.
Do you fry charcoal? Yes. Electricity. You thought if I start in the morning, do they have to make mulobeli?
For the braai, the two options, which is gas and charcoal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, there must be availability, I guess. There must be availability of charcoal.
Yes.
If those two things, and now I'm emphasizing this because it is part of your input to any business. If you're going to be preparing any food, you need things that's on electricity, load shedding, it can be a challenge. If you're preparing charcoal, you need availability of charcoal where you store it. It mustn't be wet. It's a rainy season. If you guess, she must just make sure she knows exactly where to find gas, at what level is it at today, so that by the time she sleeps, she knows tomorrow morning the inputs they are all in order. Thank you. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
And then our hot meals are usually ready by 11, 12.
Yeah.
And then on a weekend, usually by 1, I think 1, 2. That's when we start getting a bit busier. At the weekends, maybe. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hectic.
Yeah, it's run around.
Yeah, it's a run around. Yeah, normally a weekend.
Yes.
And then during the week, it's quiet. It's slightly quiet.
You can breathe.
It starts getting, we can breathe. That's obviously from Tuesday to Thursday.
Okay.
Right, yeah. Maybe sometimes can Thursdays for my busy.
Yeah.
And then during the week, for some reason, I did my 5. I don't know because, 5.
Yeah.
That's when it starts getting crazy. I don't know if whether people are coming from work at that time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or we're probably preparing supper, dinner time. Kind of
Yeah,
the demand
that's when
starts going up. Okay,
yes.
lovely.
Obviously now it's more people want prepared meat than people that come in and buy meat to go cook. We do get come in and buy it.
Oh, okay. So
we're
you do
trying to
have your
cater for
walk-in.
both. We do have your walk-in that come just get the raw meat go. We do get people that buy and go.
All right.
So obviously, a lot of that, and then a lot of people coming in and sitting in. So we do breathe on the Tuesday to the Thursday. Yeah.
A normal business would say, Karabakaba, so every Saturday and Sunday, maybe it's fully packed. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's fully packed. And then you wish for it to be the same come Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I'm sure you'd be tired, obviously.
In the beginning, I used to wish for that until I realized that this is a lot.
Yeah, it's not just about
It's
money.
a lot, yeah. And also, I'm grateful for the lockdown. Because now it gives us time to rest.
Yes.
Also early.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe our bodies are not used to the all day work.
Yeah.
But we're happy with our hours. We're happy with how everything is. I really can't complain.
Oh, lovely.
I
lovely.
really can.
Lovely.
You've got your good days, you've got your bad days. But
that's what I want. Let's talk about it. Your bad day. What sort of would be expected? What would be a bad day to you? You
a
didn't
day
get
when
more
I'm
money.
tired.
You didn't get more money.
Nope. A day when my feet hurt and I'm not getting out of bed. Other than that, any money is good money.
Yeah.
As long as it's coming in,
Yes.
it's okay.
Do you get those grumpy ones by Fitlang fella and they just want to show off? I bought meat for $100 and then he wants to show off now. He buys meat for $600 and but it's Bali too. You realize?
No,
Wow.
no, why we spice why leave okay, so like, and we've got standard menus, so you want to come and change.
He prefers you or she prefers you to cook like they do it at home and then your flavor,
But
your
we try
taste, your
to cater. We try our best to cater to what.
yeah.
But they always come out happy again.
In terms of your margins now, we're on the financial side of things. Are you finding the amount of money you use to stock whatever you sell? In Alufisha, you just break even and you didn't really gain much profit, or you can see from what you're selling. You know what, Makapia Kaki 10%. I bought 400 rands. I'm selling 420. At least you gain 20 rands. Do you see that sign?
I am.
Or there are times where yes, you count your losses and you know what, I've lost. Let me move ahead.
on the food side, meat, braai, we are there now.
Yes.
I think we're there and we are happy with what we're breaking now.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's then things like events. I'm getting a lot of bookings.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah. So 10 people decide they'll come in, have dinner or have lunch.
For
And
the
they cook
bookings,
you?
I tend to overspend somehow.
Okay. How is that possible? There's 10 people and you know where it's 10 pieces of steak. The Boerewors portion steak 10. How would you overspend? I'm asking as an ordinary person who doesn't know.
You end up handing out bometsi what do you supposed to put that in the cost or as you know, just a nice setup. It's a booking, it's a birthday bride,
it's a nice bottle. I can see it's already it's written your name, it's branded, and then you've bought 10 and they are more.
Yeah.
Forgot to adjust your prices accordingly to have the people paying for it.
small things like
yes.
like maybe the deco or whatever. Maybe we did put a sign for you, happy birthday, if it's your birthday. Forgetting that I rented it out because somebody got 50 rand. Now that's my cost.
It's a cost that you did.
But our food wise, I think we're fine. It's just the event that because I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't start including the prices for okay, if you have a birthday party, this is what we're gonna cost you. This is what. But yeah, I'll get into that.
That reminds me when we had that conversation with Radio 985. We were talking about savings and we were talking about budgeting, and we said, you know, with budgeting, it's you tell your money where to go to and you monitor to see if it's going exactly where you want it to go. Now, we've given them an exercise, or they must just write what their income is if they're doing budgeting, all their expenses. But now what you're showing me is give the expenses, it's a blind side. You've written them all down. You are happy, and then all of a sudden this one comes in from an angle. Fellow, I should have calculated. It might not be a huge amount, but for the fact that it has reduced what you anticipated by a percentage.
Yeah.
But those are the lessons that you learn.
The lessons that I learned. No, but that means that I'm actually growing because, like I say, in essence, something that was in the plan of the place that you expect people to start booking the place for birthdays.
And all of a sudden, there they are.
And then there they are, and you never had a happy birthday sign. So that's again.
It means you're doing well. It means your
Exactly.
business by Rata. And if people can come in numbers, they're saying, I'm sure that's a confidence booster.
It is. It truly is.
You know what? No, we're doing well. But it doesn't make you just remember that. This is an advice from me.
Yes.
Ube too arrogant, thinking that you've arrived. You work on it every day. Remember, you renew yourself daily. You know, because you will find Boniki, we are cyclic. I'll come in between December and January, but I'll be bored winter because I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
So you need to cater for some people. You know, we come and go, but you must still capture us. You know, there'll be times where it might be too cold. You might need the heaters or the blankets. All of those things, I'm sure more business planning how, and as you focus and as you learn from other patrons and other business. Are you collaborating with any other business? Do you visit places?
I have.
You used to, I know. Not that it's indoors, but I'm sure you used to go out there, see how other businesses are run, and you wondered how much do they spend. But now you're already
I
in
never
it.
wondered that when I went to other businesses or other people.
You wondered about your pocket only.
Yeah.
Do you get people more? Let me ask. Do you get people by more they buy from you? They like decide what's my Because I think that I would say that those are some of the challenges that you face as a business person. You know, somebody trying to be too smart. You know, a fraudster of some kind.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't had those, but we were made aware of those people like that, and we try to attend to everybody in a timely manner so that you don't get to miss out on anything.
Lousy question. Who spends more? I know everybody has their own wallet. Is it the ladies who spend more, or is it the guys who spend more? What trend are you finding lately?
The guys I actually least expect, the people I least expect.
Yep. How so?
Obviously, it's the guys that buy. You know, I had a vision in mind when I created this. I wanted I would have liked to have a certain age group. This age group doesn't spend. This one spends. This one by waste, you know. The ones I least expected are the ones that bring in, Baba waste time, chilling.
Wow.
I you know, and then Sheba. I think would be Tabatu.
Yes.
Yeah, there was. I was shocked sometimes.
So you'd see somebody again and go, this one is not going to spend.
Exactly, that's what
that one's
happened
going to
to
spend.
me. I was shocked. I'm talking about 2 days ago that happened to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also.
I honestly thought this person was
Wow. You were surprised.
They came up with three packs of meals, of platters.
I think it's a lesson again for Rona already. You standardize the way you treat people, your customer service, which is, you'll be surprised, it's the one that brings so much money. You standardize the way you treat people, and all of them come in, they feel equal, and they end up looking forward to spending more because they appreciate the service you're giving them. A product that's on any meat, anybody can buy meat and anybody can sell meat. But your differentiator in any business is when you start showing them how you value them, which is what you did. You didn't necessarily show them with your eyes.
No.
But you served them well.
I did, yeah.
And they ended up digging deeper into their pockets, and they spend more.
And the ones that you'd expect, I guess everyone has this thing. The whole house should be a guy that drives as a certain Porsche. Those are the guys that get you and say, I mean, I'm suiting you. It's not bad.
Yeah. And then they walk in.
Yeah, on a also spend I'm not sure what something to go on. The ones you don't expect at my mom spend $1,000.
Oh, lovely. So it's crucial to treat your customers fairly, equally, accordingly. Right. Re batla o tseba hore business ya hao eventually ha re batla. By the way, Remo Orlando East ke Sofason. Strata se ke Sofason ke ne. And then se ka mo mora ka Makapela. So it's Sofason ke ka Orlando East. Ke very close to Boomtown, not far from Orlando Towers. A kilometer or two from Orlando Stadium. And behind me, una licho paparikiko Ritz. So if you know Orlando, you know Kikamodi Sekele. Orlando
the one road that takes you to Villaga.
Yeah. So Sofasonga Street is a street that goes all the way out to Orlando West, and your Villaga Street would be your perpendicular street going in. So now you have an idea of Remokai, not far from the Orlando Femmes, isn't it?
Yes.
Down there somewhere, only Toyota, only VW, so where do you get an idea of where we are? Lovely. One day battle yako interneting, one day battle yako internet, social media. Do you have those platforms? Are you going there slowly but surely? Your Twitter handles?
Baby steps there. We've got obviously Insta, Facebook. We're still creating. So obviously this is more of an image place more than so it's more of like the image pictures than anything. So we've got Insta, which is NK Meat Lounge.
NK Meat Lounge.
It's just NK Meat Lounge.
Is that the way you split on getting more, or even here?
And for November, K for kilo, and then
NK Meat Inyama. NK Meat Lounge. I think that's the one. All right, lovely.
Yeah.
I think I'm cool. Is there anything else that you want to tell our audience? You think, you know what, I forgot to say this about my kids. You're challenging. You're ahe. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell them?
And I'm like, no, I think I've expressed me in my place enough.
I'm sure you'd want to ask them to come and taste it.
Yes.
I'm sure you'd want to tell them,
those
come
that
and
have
try
tasted,
you,
I hear
go
every
for
day.
feedback.
Those that have tried it, I hear every day. People love it. Obviously, the fried meat is here daily. That you can try whenever. And then you should also request for the hot pots because those are not visible. They're not used on the fridge or anything. It's just in the kitchen. The hot meals are on.
Oh,
so people just get there and they only think it's just the fried meat. So you must also find out. Anything that's got to do with anything that is it's a meat lounge, anything that is nyama, you've got
95 hours. I think one thing we've learned today is it was the first 1 year on Making Sense with Nikki. Comment, tell us where we can improve. Tell us what you loved. Tell us where we can actually change that goal. Maybe write nicely the show Yarona. In the next role, we will be with her just to monitor if she's moved from what she was thinking to where she wants to go. And if there are any challenges, you and I, we will assist her to get back to how she thought about it at the beginning. And if there are any challenges, how we can assist in those. Come through, try the place, enjoy the food. The service is lovely, and I think from now on, for almost every week, I'll come and support you. I pledge. Luena, if you want to see me as well, you can come through anytime. Torobona, we'll support you. Let's start. If you remember our first show of the year, we were talking about collaborations. You know, if you have a business idea or something that can add value to us, bring it through. You might have an internet site, you want her to be a feeder. Remember we spoke about it. You might be a designer of certain things. Come through, not only sell your products to her, indicate to her what products you have. Let her see what is it that she can do with you. If you shake hands and out, let it be. But otherwise, if you can form synergy, let it be. Radio 985, not your average internet
That's the
radio.
number one.
Thank you, Ko.
Thank you guys.
What are we supposed to do? Nazo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Keep it there.
Radio 985, not your average internet radio, taking internet radio to a whole new level.